When someone who is known, someone who is loved, someone who was very popular in our communities, in our country, or in our streets, there will be questions like what happened to them, especially if that person is a young person. Dumela Kazi, welcome back to the cafe. Libizo la K. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning Sabi, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Yes, I am back. I'm feeling better. And thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for your comments when I posted that I was not doing right. And thank you so much for my previous video, for your comments, your very thoughtful comments, and knowing that there are people who have been went through the same thing that I was going through, and who actually came out and they were saying that I did it, and after that I was just drained, and I felt like I don't have any purpose. But when time goes on, it did come back to me that, you know what, you did very well. You need to make sure that you celebrate the little that you did, and you need to make sure that you still keep going, because this life is not waiting for you. It is definitely not waiting for you. But on this video, we're going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. It is a topic of people asking what happened to a certain person, or what happened to a deceased, how did they die, or all of those things, especially if the deceased is younger. So if you'd like to hear more about this one, because I need you guys to communicate with me as well on my side, and I need to hear your views. I need to hear what you have to say, and how are your views in your own corners, what you understand, and all of those things. So this has to be a two-way thing. You need to also educate me on my side. You need to also raise your actual ideas and opinions on your side. So let's get into it. So Kazi, someone dies, right? And whether it is someone who was popular, or whether it is someone who was known by friends and family and all of those things. So they die, and it is obviously, in these days, it is the 21st century. It is the years of technology. Social media plays a huge role in communication and expressing one's self. People don't express themselves through other people. They express themselves on social media most of the times, and that sometimes other people, especially people who were born in my times, especially people who were born during the times whereby we had no social media. We had media platforms, but we had no social media. And in order for you to make it to a media platform at that time, you had to be someone special. You had to be a politician. You had to be a celebrity. You had to be someone who is very well known in order for your name to be included to the media that we had, which is television, as well as print media, which is newspaper, if you don't understand print media. If you were born during these times, and then when I'm talking about print media, and then you're like, what the heck? Why are we talking about print media in 2023? I mean, it's almost like 2024. So print media is things like newspapers and whatever that is printed, right? So at that time we had no social media, and now it is social media. So the news are traveling really, really fast. Like they are like a bullet train. So someone would die now, and then couple of hours or couple of minutes later, there's someone who got hold of that information and they share it on social media. So let's say this person is a young person, right? It is a very young person. And you will get when you go to comment sections, especially on Facebook and all of those things. Facebook, it's a bit different. It is different from any other platforms, because when you go to Instagram is like it's like the Woolies of the the actual social media platforms. So on Instagram, people are talking about their whatever life and how they do stuff and traveling and all of those things. So it's almost like glitz and glam stuff, even though what you see might be not what you actually anticipate to see in the future or something like that. If I make sense, I hope I make sense, guys, because these topics we need to really talk about, and we need to get used to share our ideas in these things. So this person dies, as I said. I know I'm pushing around, I'm not scripted. So this person dies, and then we ask, as patrons, as fans, as whoever, what happened to the person? How did they die? Do you think that question shouldn't be asked at all? At all, you shouldn't ask such questions. You should just move on and send your condolences and all of those things, and sympathize with the people who were close to that person. Or you should also be in a mourning state and think about the good times that you had with this person, or think about the good times that you had about them. Think about if it is a musician, as we lost one of my dear friends, or one of the musician who was very loved across the country and across Africa as a whole, and I would say across international platforms. But as you saw, I did not talk about this thing, and I'm not gonna be talking about it at all. It was a shocker to me. So that's it's gonna stay like that, unfortunately. If you wanted to hear me talking about it, unfortunately I'm not gonna do it at all. So do you think we shouldn't ask these questions? Do you think we should just say, I'm sorry, condolences to the family, prayers to you, and all of those things, and then we move on? Or do you think it is appropriate for people who loved this person, or for people who knew this person, people who this person impacted them in some way? Do you think it is okay for them to ask if the what was the cause of death? I want you to tell me your view, because I'm gonna tell you my view on my side. I've got two sides because I'm like 50-50. Obviously, for example, if I'm a family member of this person and I'm posting certain things like that, I don't think it is appropriate for you, as a person who knew the deceased, to ask questions like what happened to them, because at that time, as a family, obviously we are grieving. As a family, we're still trying to make sense of the whole thing. As a family, we're still trying to answer questions or ask questions in our heads. Why did it happen to us? Why now? Why this young person? And all of those things, right? So I wouldn't feel like it is appropriate to directly ask someone who was very close to the person, directly, like a family member, a very good friend, a close friend, like a best friend, and all of those things. But I think the questions, yes, especially because I've seen it so many times that it is happening, especially when a young person dies, but it doesn't happen often when an older person dies. So if a young person dies, to get closure, that's my opinion, to get closure and to know what really happened, to wrap your head around the whole thing on how this young person who was full of life just suddenly dies. What happened? Because the number one thing that we'll have in our heads would be accident. It wouldn't be illness and all of those things. And also, in that manner, when I'm saying we should be allowed to ask, but not directly to the people who are directly affected with the whole thing that is happening, right? Yes, there are people who are around that would definitely say it, what happened, but also we have to be mindful because there are certain things that people get ill and die from the illness, and the stigma of certain illnesses like sugar, diabetes, HIV and AIDS related illnesses and all of those things. And the next thing, you're making fun of the whole thing that they died because of a certain thing and whatever. And so for me, as I'm saying, for people to get closure, especially people who love this person, especially if this person, for example, was a celebrity, this person was well known, this person was touching hearts out there, they would like to wrap their heads around the whole thing, to get closure, to let go at some point that this person who touched their heart is now gone. I think they should be allowed to ask those questions so that they could understand the magnitude of the whole problem of why this person had to suddenly die, right? That's my opinion. But when it comes to people who had like illnesses and all of those things, I understand when other people don't want to talk about it because of the stigma, because of how social media has turned into a platform whereby people are trolling and they are talking about stuff that they don't know, especially people who have no medical background, and they suddenly make comments that are just not right at all. So that's the topic that I wanted to share with you guys. Do you think we should ask if someone is deceased what was the cause of death? Or do you think it's just inappropriate to ask that question? We just have to move on from whatever that was going on. Do you think that we will be able to get closure as the people who loved this certain person, even though we didn't know how was actually this person taken away from us? Do you think it will make any difference? So I would like to hear you telling me your own views on the comment sections, and please make sure that you subscribe if you are new here, and make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I'm posting a new video. And also please do go check out my channels. I've got 2 channels. I will drop the links on my actual, I've got 3 now. Oh, I've got 3 channels. I'll drop the links in order for you to go and choose the channel that you like. You don't have to subscribe in all of them. Just choose one that you like, that you think you'll be connected better with me. It is a channel for vlogs. I'm doing vlogs. It's like lifestyle vlogs. And travel, and maybe we can talk now and then, but most of the times it will be just vlogs. And then I've got a beauty pageant vlogs, beauty pageant videos. And if you like beauty pageants, especially international beauty pageants, you can just also go and subscribe on that one. All the links will be on this video. Each and every video from now on that I'm doing, I will put all my links of those so that it will be easier for you to connect with me in a different platform or in a different niche. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic one. Peace out.